What kind of world do we live in where teenagers are out here murking each other and stabbing each other just because you got rejected?
Policing Commander for South London, and I'm here today to provide an update on our investigation. Shortly after 8:30 this morning, we responded to a stabbing here in Wellesley Road, Croydon. Our officers were on scene within 2 minutes of the call being received. They provided emergency first aid along with paramedics from the London Ambulance Service and the London Air Ambulance. Sadly, despite their efforts, a 15-year-old girl died at the scene. This is every parent's worst nightmare, and I know the officers who responded this morning, along with our emergency service colleagues, are devastated at the victim's death. This is an emotion I share, and I know people across Croydon will be feeling the same.
It is unfortunate that we live in a world where you are not really safe no matter where you go. Now that goes to say that for everybody, you are not really safe no matter where you go or no matter what you do. We just have to be grateful for life, because we never know where life can be taken from us, and it can be taken in the blink of an eye. Blink right now. That's how fast life can be taken from you. A little context to this story that just happened. A young boy, he's 17 years old, and a young girl, 15 years old, younger by the way. She was going to school, and a young boy approached her with flowers, and she rejected the flowers. And due to this rejection, in this process, this young man caught feelings and proceeded to stab her to death. Now, this is so unfortunate that this even happened. Rest in peace to the girl, and my condolences out to the family of this young woman. But it's really sad to know that we are in a society where we have not trained people. I'm not even gonna make this a male or female fight or debate, because a woman can kill a man too for the wrong reasons. But unfortunately, raise children to not be able to properly control their emotions when it comes to receiving some type of feedback that they are not personally pleased with. Now, there is nothing wrong with a young man giving a woman flowers that he is interested in, but we have not done the due diligence, or maybe the parents. First of all, who are the parents of this woman? Or of this man? Of this man. Who are the parents? What type of teachings have they taught this young boy when it comes to not just approaching women or dealing with women, but dealing with people in general? Because you'd be surprised, people like this is not only how they treat women, but this is how they treat people generally in their lifestyle. They probably have a terrible social awareness when it comes to their friendship circle in their own lives. So what? You shoot your shot at a girl, she doesn't like you, is the first of many. And by the way, you are a stranger to anybody that's out there. You are a stranger to a man, to a woman. They are not obligated to give you the response that you want. And now this is another side where we also have to come from a place of empathy from a woman's perspective, because these are things that a woman is afraid of whenever a random person approaches her trying to talk to her, even though it's not going to be for the wrong reasons. That person may be actually genuine, but because of fears like this and fears that this can happen, this is why they are generally more apprehensive or generally more protective of their environment. And sometimes all because they are complacent or complying with your demands or your requests doesn't mean that they actually want to do it. They're just doing it because they are afraid for their own safety. And you will be surprised how many times these things actually happen, from what I hear. But it's because that we cannot live that type of life or that type of lifestyle of a woman that we don't necessarily comprehend what it is that they go through on a daily basis. And now this is why it's not generally encouraged for a woman to be out late by herself. Even as a man, there's some places I will not go to by myself, just because I don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because at the end of the day, it's only me that will get hurt. Now, unfortunately for this girl, she was walking to school just like a lot of other people will be walking to school, and it's just an unfortunate thing that happened, and I don't pray this to happen to anybody else. But regardless, this boy that's 17 needs to be dealt with properly, and the family needs to be dealt with as well, because according to my information, he's underage. So when something is done by an underage teen, the parents take full responsibility for that. How responsibility is taken, I have no idea, but we're yet to find out and we're yet to see, but we will see eventually. It's crazy how you can just say goodbye to somebody at the beginning of the day because they're going about their daily activities, whether it's going to school, going to work, going to wherever they need to go because it's part of their daily routine to grow and get better in life. And they can just come across the strangest or weirdest person, the wrong person. And because they don't act accordingly, they just unfortunately meet their end. I will also encourage everyone to learn social awareness and social cues because even though it's not going to protect you 100%, it is something that will be helpful when it comes to reading the room, reading the vibe of a person, reading the mental stability of a person. And this is something that should be taught from the very minute that you were born on this earth. Because one thing that you realize as we all get older and older and older, this world is ruthless, completely ruthless to people that have no idea how to live in it.